Well, welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being prompt. I think an indication of the success of the first session is the amount of energy and buzz that there was over the networking and coffee, no doubt fueled by the Snaffling Pig handouts as well, and all the other goodies that are in there. And perhaps this is a good opportunity to say huge thanks to people who have sponsored the refreshments, who have stepped up to the mark today and supported this whole conference. So the session now before lunch is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, we have a panel. So without further ado, let me introduce the first of our next round of speakers. It's Draven McConville, and he's the founder of Klipboard. Craven, come and take the stand.
Okay, my name is Draven McConville. I'm the founder of Klipboard. We're a private equity-backed startup based out of London. It's my second company. So today, I'm going to speak about embracing technology for collaboration with the future workforce. Better known as the millennials. I am one. I'm actually the first year of a millennial. But I've had a bit of a different journey and path in my career. And having hired many people now, I have a team of nearly 50 people across my two businesses. Graduates in the future workforce have definitely embraced my business, and there's been teething problems, so I'm quite well versed on it. So these are all things that millennials would know: unicorn, Snapchat, whatever else. The most important thing with millennials is they're uncomfortable with rigid corporate structures. They've grown up in a very different era. This generation is really disengaged with information silos. It's all about collaboration, basically. So, why is it all about collaboration? Well, actually, I was just talking to the Uber driver on the way here this morning. They asked me why am I coming, and I kind of half explained to him. The next future workforce will have grown up in an era where Uber was just the norm. You know, taxis. It's an on-demand generation. They expect everything constantly, and technology plays a real key role in ensuring that we can enhance collaboration and actually give the future workforce the tools to be able to achieve that within a workforce. They're hugely intellectually curious. I mean, they will ask 101 questions constantly. I've been sitting at my desk, and I mean, when a new graduate starts with me, it's just like an encyclopedia. Please tell me questions, answers, questions, answers. Can be a bit exhausting, but it's good when you engage with them in regards to that. If you don't provide them the tools to be able to collaborate and actually engage with them in that mantra, if it doesn't meet or exceed their expectations, they will move on very quickly. I'm looking at CVs at the moment because we're constantly recruiting. We have 8 open positions, and it looks like they're job hoppers. And that's because they've been in environments where it hasn't engaged them. They're not necessarily job hoppers. They just haven't engaged with them, haven't been able to know how to get the best out of them, and they've just moved on after 6, 7, 8 months. And that's what we're facing in today's next generation of workforce. 32% of millennials work on smartphones and tablets, compared to the baby boomer generation of 23%. That stat's only going to get bigger and bigger. You know, we talk to businesses such as plumbers and electricians because we have a technology platform for them. And some of those businesses have been started by young apprentices, and they tell me that they're running their business using WhatsApp. They are just totally engaged with different tools. And if it works on a smartphone and tablet, that's what they're going to use, that's what they're going to want, and that's what they're going to collaborate with. What I want to kind of say is you need to carefully consider the right technology that you bring into your business to engage with this next workforce and this next generation. And there's some points that I would like to really cover on that. It's to ensure that you make them productive, giving them empowerment. They want to feel like they are part of the overall decision-making process, that they have influence, that they can make a direct impact on the business's bottom line. you should adopt flexible tools. Tools that work across multiple different platforms, tools that are new, advanced, talk to other parts of your business, systems, whatever it may be. I have 3 points basically here about where we currently are and where businesses probably need to consider when they're embracing technology for this generation. Traditional enterprise software products are traditionally not flexible, and they have immensely poor user experience. So that generation is used to coming onto Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, whatever it may be in the social world, LinkedIn, and they're used to a really engaging, slick user interface. If they're coming into your business and they're using software or products or tools that you have to have 5, 6, 7 clicks just to do one action, they're going to just switch off and drop out. So traditional enterprise software products are like that. So if you have those, you probably need to look at embracing new technologies, cloud technologies, and moving that forward with a really engaging user experience. New productivity tools need to work effortlessly across multiple devices. Again, as I said, it's a smartphone generation. So anything that you consider, you need to think, does it work on phone, tablet, Android, iOS, desktop, wherever it may be. Gone are the days of one software package that does everything. Like your smartphone, you need multiple apps. I think in businesses, I've been building corporate software for 13 years, and when I started building software for Jaguar, Land Rover, and Kia Motors, and a whole range of different automotive companies, we'd go in, and there'd be, I want, and it's like, can we have this, can it do this, can it do that? And by the time it was built, only 20% of the actual platform was actually used. So it's moved because the cloud has opened up the ability to have a specific application, not just mobile application, but a web application that does a specific purpose and does it really well. But what I would say is ensure that it connects and talks with whatever other applications that you're using within your business. But choose things that do one thing really well and not one thing that does everything quite poorly. Next would be attention to detail and the choices that you're going to make. The demands of the millennial generation require a focused response from the employer, and the right technology must be carefully considered. Again, it's a theme throughout my slides here. Mobility. They're a mobile generation. They want to work from anywhere at any time on their choices. And that's even actually, if we remove technology, that's even going into flexible working hours. My team have flexible start time and a flexible end time, so they have to be in during certain core hours, but they can have the choice whether they start slightly later and finish later, or start earlier, finish earlier. It's what they want, and we have to kind of engage with it. So mobility is a really important one in technology and just in their social movements. And as you can see there, 1 in 3 said that they would prioritize device flexibility and work mobility over a salary. I find that they're not a completely money-orientated generation, and it's not about the salary or the commissions. It's about the flexibility, the work environment, the culture, and what other ancillary items that are offered with that. Cloud. Going back to the theme of collaboration of what this conference is really about, this revolutionized things really for technology, and it made it much more accessible for everybody in this room even. But it's funny, we talk to different businesses every day, and some of them haven't made that transition, even though we're all probably really aware of it. Now we really do need to make that transition, because to embrace them, we need to have applications such as software as a service, which is SaaS, which means you can get technology simply in a subscription model. It's updated, it's continually supported without you having to worry about it, and it means that you're getting the best product on a continuous basis. And that's what millennials really want. They're in constant communication. I kind of mentioned there a while ago, WhatsApp, somebody's using to run their whole business and talk with their mobile team. That may seem crazy to some people in this room. It's probably not the best way to run a business, and it's not exactly what I would do, but it's where they're just grabbing tools that are free to use and engaging with them. And I think going back to the collaboration as well, they need immediate feedback. As I said earlier, they ask 101 questions, and that's because they want to engage with you, but they need immediate feedback to be able to, I suppose, kind of make them feel secure and a valued part of the ecosystem of your business. If they don't have the tools, they'll seek out and use alternative tools. That is where it gets really dangerous, because when it comes to corporate software, it's security, and you don't want them choosing things that aren't that secure. Educate and engage with them. As I said, security is a big factor which the younger generation are not often aware of. 49% of baby boomers generation also always consider data privacy compared to 28%. And that's because they just simply grew up in an era, that they're exposing themselves online and they don't really think about it. It's second nature. But in a business sense, data, security, all of that is really important. So you should educate them as well as engage with them. They're eager to learn and progress. Imperative to get that collaborative engagement. Make them early adopters, we call that in the tech industry, people that are using your product first. But do that in a business sense. If you're making decisions to bring in any technology or even new processes, bring them on board early, get them in for the feedback selection. That'll make them feel like a valued member of the team, and importantly give you insight from the bottom up, because they'll have new ideas, new approaches that you may not have thought of. So thank you very much. Hopefully that was useful. Thank you.
Perfect timing too. Draven, thank you. Perfect timing as well. And you've explained to me as a non-millennial the behaviour now of my niece and nephew, who are hugely insightful.